We've got 3 tubs, and these 3 tubs, these are a little bit actually deeper than the ones I normally go through, but we have got obviously some deep tubs and a little tub. Deep tubs can only mean one thing: we're going to be moving some fossorials today. We've got 2 of these big tubs and this smaller tub here. This smaller one is going to still house a similar spider. I mean, they're all for Chilobrachys, so it's going to be a bit of a spicy one today, potentially. But what we have, I'm going to whiz over to the enclosures. We'll show you what we've got to move. So we have up here our Chilobrachys Sai Yok, which you can see needs a rehouse. I've been holding off with this one. I know there's a bit of mould in there. We've been holding off with this so it can harden up after a molt, and it now needs a rehouse. These tubs here are 520ml, and the other ones they're going into are 1.8 litre, so just under 4 times the size. We also have an electric blue. This one needs to come out of here and go into one of those bigger tubs. While we're moving this one, we might as well do this one. We're not moving this one here. This one here is the mature male Kraken that has the 2 broken pedipalps that recently molted, and that one's okay in there, and because he's mature there probably won't be a rehouse for that one. I will just potentially tidy up some of the mould that's growing in there. The other one we've got to do is this little one here. This is a kaeng kraken, and it is in a 120 at the moment, and it's going to be going into one of these, which is a 280. They don't look much bigger, but they are 280ml instead of 120, so over double the volume in there. So we're going to be moving kaeng kraken, Sai Yok, electric blue, and we're in Rehouse Central. We have 3 tubs, these big tubs, so, well, 2 big tubs, 1 small tub. These ones are for the slightly larger spiders, obviously. We have the Sai Yok, the electric blue, recently described, renamed, and in here we have a slightly smaller tub for our baby kaeng kraken, or kaeng kraken. And yes, I'm going to put some cork bark in, but all we're doing is we're doing this so that effectively a lot of people go halfway up with substrate and just push a hole in the corner for the Chilobrachys. What I like to do, and I've found that I've had more success with regards to rehousings, is if I put a bit of cork bark in at a slight angle, I can literally sort of angle it so that the spider can dive into that part underneath the cork bark. Yes, there will be a pre-dug sort of hole in the corner as well, but it sort of directs it in there and it doesn't sort of carry on bolting as much because it ends up underneath the cork bark. It makes sense in my head. Over time this will disappear and just be part of the webbing and tunnels and things it makes, but to start with it does tend to sort of stop them running around. Anyway, let's get on to fill these up. I won't bore you with this. We're just going to put some soil in here, get it halfway up, mix of peat moss, topsoil, vermiculite, get it all in there, get it done, and then we'll put the cork bark in. So we'll come back once the soil's in. And the soil's in, we've got it filled up sort of halfway-ish on both enclosures, sort of up to there. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the cork bark in. I'm going to get this up here so we can have a better look at this. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to go in with the cork bark sort of like in one of the back sides, something like that. Just get them around the right way. Go in with something like this here, so effectively the spider can just run in there. But we'll position this properly. Once we've got this in and we've got these set up, we're going to put some leaf litter in, water bowl, and then we'll come back and we'll move the spiders in. And we're back. Enclosures set up. We have the Chilobrachys natanicharum, which is the name for the electric blue earth tiger. We have the Chilobrachys Sai Yok set up, and we have the Chilobrachys kaeng kraken. These are obviously, I've said, halfway up, water bowl, lots of leaf litter, a bit of sphagnum moss, and a cork bark hide. We'll just move that into there so you can see it. Cork bark hide, somewhere where it can just disappear down. There's a hole that sort of goes underneath those things into the corners of both this and this setup. They're both identical, as you can see, pretty much standard. That's a nice shallow little place for it to go and hide. We've got a similar sort of thing going on with the kaeng Kraken setup, and that's the one we're going to do first. We'll build ourselves up to these ones. Hopefully it'll be okay. Hopefully. Right, back in a second with this one ready to go. Okay, kaeng Kraken. Let's get cracking on. I do apologise, that was terrible. Here we have it in its setup at the moment, as you can see. Well, I don't know if the camera's really picking it up, but it is a lot bigger. A lot bigger. 120, 280. So let's have a look, see whereabouts. I mean, as you can see from here, it's dug some tunnels. It's got exit here, here, here and here. It's not going to be very happy. It's sat here at the moment. It's not going to be very happy when I dig this one out. So we will endeavour to go around the side and give this one a nudge out. Which it's now just run off up here. This is going to be fun. We may have to just take the tweezers and empty this setup as we go. And see what happens. If this takes too long, then what we'll have to do is we'll have to have a go and see what we can do with the other spiders. Right, see what I'm going to do. I won't bore you with this whilst we're getting this webbing out and stuff like that, because this is going to take quite some time, I believe. Oh, actually, is it? Can I grab this part here? I cannot see where the spider is at the moment, that's the trouble. I don't want to all of a sudden jump or be made to jump and do the spider any harm. And as I always say, spider first, entertainment second. Alright, let's hold that there for a second. See if we can get some of this webbing off. Okay, we have a water bowl. That's a good start. Aha, I can see legs. We have a spider just here by these tongs. So what we can do now is switch back to the other method and try and see if we can right, I do not want to drop this, so we're going to hold it with the tongs, because then we've got no reason to let go of this at all, and try and encourage this kraken out slowly.
Nope.
Okay, so we know where it is. It doesn't want to come out. This is brilliant. Okay, so let's continue with dismantling his home, so he has less spots to go into. Now we know where he is, we can be a little bit more savage with this, so to speak. Just in you go. We know he's in that setup. we know he's in here, so now we can just nudge around. I don't particularly want to leave this in here with him. Come on. Wow, you have put some serious size on. Straight underneath. Perfect. Perfect. And all you're going to see is its bum. We're going to put the lid off and it's out. Okay, right, where's the brush? I want you to go up, Mr. Chilobrachys. Come on. Come on. Back in. Lid on. We're not going to mess around with these. That was pretty calm, to be honest with you. Pretty calm. More so for me than the spider. I'm happy with the fact that I'm actually at a stage now where I can sit here with my hands in the corner of the screen, not freaking out, not having the same situation that we had when we moved the other ones out of the sling vials into their new homes, which I believe one of them was actually an electric blue that we were going to be moving up again in a minute. Right, okay, let's get on to the next spider, shall we? And next on the list we have natanicharum, and this should be fun. The spider, this is the one in a few videos ago, the one I moved it into here, we unfortunately dropped it, and I felt extremely terrible about that. So we've got to try and figure out how not to drop a spider when we move it out of here. So at the moment, this one, like I say, is probably okay in this setup, but the setup's awful now. It's just, I can't keep moisture in it. It's dug all the way up. It's done a few other things. Spiders are sitting here at the moment. It just needs to come out of here, so it's got time in this setup to grow. The advantage we've got with this setup into here is because the way it's webbed up the whole thing, we can tip like at quite a severe angle basically the enclosure into here like this, possibly, and I think that's what we're going to go with. We just need a way of stabilising this part here, and as it so happens we have a catch cup that I won't need to use. We can get this set up here like this, and then hopefully entice the spider out of where it is into this new setup. So we're going to go in with the tweezers, just try and remove some of this housing. I can see the spider on the where it is. You guys can't at the moment, I know that. So I know that I'm okay just grabbing a few bits. Where have you gone? I say I can see it and it's instantly run off. Right, it's down here right at the bottom. So we're good to grab a few bits. Let's get the webbing off of the sides. So what we don't want is an insta-bolt, which I believe if we grab here we're possibly going to have, because the spider's going to come out. We will see where it is before we move it. Okay, I can see it. It's just here at the back. Just here, right at the back of that. So we're going to make sure it's on the bottom. Okay, you can see the spider's just here. So now we can see if we can encourage it forwards. There we go. What a beautiful spider. While it's there, let's get a little bit of footage of it, shall we? See whether we can see this, how beautiful this actual spider is without an enclosure around it, because we don't get to see this very often, and it's something that is absolutely stunning. I mean, this one's hugely fat by the looks of it. Needs a molt, needs a molt. What a gorgeous looking spider. But we can't be messing around with its setups and stuff like that. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and encourage it down. Come on, dude. Let's have you moving down, shall we? Let go of the brush. Oh wow, its fangs are just unbelievable. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but the fangs on this thing are absolutely stunning. It's just a phenomenal looking spider. Just wish it wasn't so bloody fast. Right, I'm going to have to go down this way, dude. Come on. Okay, now you're going to go straight into that new one. Come on. Have you down. Down into the new setup. Come on, walk you onto here. Come on. Well, we've got a threat pose from you, and that's really not an ideal place to be threat posing, dude. Let's... Come on. Right, let's walk you off here. There we go, come on. Down, down, down. Come on. You know you want to go down. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to move that soil into there. We're going to grab this. Into there. And hopefully it will walk around. Once we've got rid of this, I'm probably not doing this the best way, but to be honest with you, it's fine. The spider's safe, spider's fine. And we'll just take another moment to just appreciate this one. What a gorgeous looking thing. The blue on that is just something else. We're still on this piece. We're still on this piece. We've got to try and move him off. On into there. Without coming up. We're not going up. We're not going up. Go down. Into your new home. No, come on, stay. In there. And we have him in. I don't want him bolting out. So let's just make sure that that stays on there for a minute. And whilst he's climbing that side, I think we'll leave that for a moment, just to let him settle a minute. Don't want him to keep falling off and hurt himself. So what I'll do is I'll take that out in a second, and then we'll move on to the next spider. And finally we have this Sai Yok, which is the biggest of them all. We have it here, lid's already off. Spider is somewhere down in this part here. This needs to come out of here. The mould situation in this enclosure is awful. I've been waiting for it to harden up from a molt before I take it out, and now it is like that. We can hopefully get it out and rehouse it. What I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to take away some of the webbing, and then hopefully we can figure out what we're going to do with it. So let's get that out of the way a second. See if I can see where this spider is, where it's residing. Get some of this off of the side. Okay, we have legs. We have legs just here in this web tunnel here. So what we're going to do is we'll encourage it up this way.
Eventually.
Take that away. We've had to see. We have a Sai Yok tarantula just down there. The good thing is, at least with the mould, it doesn't seem to have got all the way around. I've got a theory that this mould just literally sits on the edge of the plastic, between the plastic and the soil. It's not ideal. It really isn't. So, can we encourage you forward, little man? I think this is actually a confirmed female. Right, which way are we going? Right, I'm going to pause this 2 seconds while I locate this bloody thing. Okay, it literally was 2 seconds to locate it because it's down the bottom back here. It's just there. So, we have a spider on the way. Spider about to move, I think. Yep. Here we have a spider coming out. No. Still doesn't want to know what he wants to do because I've now ruined its home. So what we're going to do, we'll see if it will come on its own accord. The issue is the spider didn't want to come of its own accord. It wanted to hide at the bottom, and I had to remove tiny bits of loose substrate repeatedly for quite a few minutes. So to spare you that, we're going to skip forward to where we're about to rehouse the spider. Trying to get this spider out without tipping loads of substrate on it would be nice. Oh, that is a dramatic pose. What are you doing? Oh. Stay there. You gorgeous, gorgeous spider. But we want to make sure you're in there first before we start messing around with some close-ups. And we're in. Not the smoothest rehouse. Mistakes were made. I'm not a fan of catch cupping, but then again, stressing the spider out isn't good also. I don't think the spider was super stressed here. I think it's just the fact that we needed to get it out, and rather than sort of spend hours keep poking at it, it's easier just to tip the substrate up on the side and walk the spider in, which was nice and smooth had the substrate here not been so dry and not kept falling. Issue is you've got mould on the outside of this, and then you've got bone dry on the inside. It's awful. So this mix here is not being used again. It was not a good choice. I can't even remember what it was now, but it was a pre-made purchase one. One of the main manufacturers. So topsoil, peat moss, vermiculite, better in my opinion for this. So anyway, we're done. Right, back to the other room. And we're back. So that's the Chilobracys, Chilobracys, whatever. Chilobracys into their new setups. They're the Kraken, nice and simple, straightforward. The natanicharum, natanicharum, the electric blue, was a little bit more of a pain, but still calm and still okay. Handled that pretty well, the rehouse. The Sai Yok definitely had mistakes made, but but it's a learning curve. I'm not an experienced keeper. I haven't been in the hobby too long, and even if I had been, everyone should consider themselves a student and learning all the time. Remain humble. I've learnt for next time the things I should be doing, like effectively securing the substrate a little bit before we try and bury a spider underneath it when we tip the enclosure over. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, please give it a like. Give us a comment on what you think of the video, what you think of the spiders. If you've got a Sai Yok, if you know what their common name is as opposed to the scientific name. Anyway, we've got one more video coming out next week for OBTs. 2 of the dark colourform ones being rehoused. I know that I've got a lot of rehousing going on at the moment, but it's a vlog of my journey and we've got a lot of rehouses going on, so that's basically what we're doing at the moment. Not sure if we're putting a video out for the 27th yet, but if we do, it'll probably be a short feeding video, something like that. We do have a live tonight at 8 o'clock. It's going to be members only till 9, and then after 9 o'clock it's going to be general viewing, so come along and catch us on the live if you want to see that. Anyway, if you did enjoy, as I said, like, subscribe, comment, and we'll catch you again later. Cheers guys.